Hi everyone, it's Allison of AM Medieval Music. How are you today? It's December 17th, 2023, and I'm here in Massachusetts in the United States, and it's very bleak outside, cold, and I'm very glad to be here. And I hope you are doing well wherever you are, and if you are watching live, say hi. Who's here? Oh, Maria. Hi. Hello, Monica. Wintry Winnipeg. Hello, Estragon. Thank you for being here. I am putting in the chat a link to our score today, O Virga Mediatrix. And we're here at this series of virtual community sings. And I don't have a lot of I have no fancy presentation today. I just wanted to, honestly, I wanted to play in the sandbox with you and enjoy this time to explore this song of Hildegard's in more depth and explore some ideas that I've been playing with. Hello, Laurie. Oh, you're in Baltimore. I used to live in Baltimore. I'm so glad that you're back, Laurie. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. So there's so much to say, and yet it's also just a simple thing that we're going to do. We're going to look at this piece. I've sort of found, in all the time that I've been ruminating and not just teaching and performing, but really truly this kind of iterative contemplation of these songs, that I think if you're here, you also probably have noticed this trend in this relationship with Hildegard, with the myriad works, many different ideas, some which are very, very challenging, and some which are like magnetic and which speak to us very deeply. And I wanted to ask if you would put it in the chat. I wanted to ask you because I'm deeply curious. What attracts you to Hildegard, whether it's her music or her just essence, the whole gestalt? What is it that has been calling to you about Hildegard? I'd love to hear if there was a specific work or a song. For me, it was a song. It was O Virga ac Diadema. I was 19 years old, and I was struck by lightning. And as I said before, it's just over time, it's this constant sort of aggregation of understanding and attraction that just keeps me coming back. So for today, especially in this time, it's Advent, whether or not you celebrate anything on the Christian calendar, but it's definitely this time, of hustle and bustle here in the United States, where we're all culturally hustling and bustling, that I really love and treasure this kind of quiet time. And today's song is in some ways a very functional piece of music, but it's like everything with Hildegard, it also has its own sort of maverick qualities. But what I wanted to talk about here, I've got a few notes, is that this piece it's called an Alleluia verse, which means that it's written as a sort of phrase of an Alleluia, which possibly would have been, performed by a cantor, solo singer. And then there's a verse, which is this sort of lyric poem, followed by another Alleluia. And there's a specific place in the Mass in which the Alleluia would be inserted. This particular piece is devoted to the Virgin Mary, and today is Gaudete Sunday too, which is Oh, I just realized what a perfect piece this is. An Alleluia is a song of praise. And praise, gaudete, is joyful. It's very joyful. And I know it's hard to hold on to joy sometimes. And at the same time, there's an inner sanctuary that can always hold joy for us. So hear what we have. And this is something, I'm just a simple little seed of an idea I'd like to plant for you. We'll hop right into the music. I'm just going to take a moment. Laurie answers about Hildegard's inspiration. Her visions and the text and visual expressions of them attract me. Yes. Me too, Laurie. The seed that we're going to plant today is kind of building a relationship with Mary, not necessarily as an object outside of us, someone we venerate. We do venerate Mary, but that Mary is becoming this wild role that she pledged herself to as the great mother. How we see her becoming in this important moment in the story of, certainly something that I see is embedded within this piece, this taking on this big sacred yes. I will be the vessel. And in taking that on, we witness her becoming this insane courage to be becoming what she's destined to be. And I think there's, a quiet joy about that. And I think, sometimes I think about my own life, of course. Who doesn't think about their own life? And I see so much about what we are capable of becoming. What's our becoming? And there's one concept, and this is, I think, the last thing I'll say about just sort of this preamble before we hop into the music. There's, associated with Mary and with Hildegard, we see this concept of virginitas, or this virginity. In this song, we're going to see the word chastity. And this is a concept that I think in our current culture feels very foreign. And again, it almost creates a distance, a sort of worthiness distance between us and the venerated Virgin. And I think about this all the time. And I'd like to just sort of give us a sort of a sidebar of conceiving of what that really means. And it's certainly an idea that I'm cultivating for myself. And I invite you to step into the mystery of this, which is that as we think archetypally about virginitas, or we're seeing the song cloistered chastity, this concept of virginity was so sacred. It was of primary import to Hildegard as the leader of the convent, as a bride betrothed to Christ. And what does that mean, really? And the way I sort of conceive of virginitas, it's this aspect of our becoming available for our own bridegroom or bride, that which is becoming available for not only the divine guest, but really for the utmost. For the utmost. The utmost in our lives, not what we are compromising or settling or denying ourselves, but truly becoming available for that which is destined for us, which is for our highest good, and which is truly sacred in our lives, whether that's life, art, or work. And I think that's a beautiful example that we see in Mary. Because I don't think Mary is exclusive. Indeed, I think she is a standard bearer of what we are capable of becoming too. And I see it in the song. So without further ado, we're looking at ways in which we become available. And we can do that through the voice too. We have this really gorgeous Phrygian mode in our piece. And as we were saying before, the first line is this really sort of extended melismatic line that is set to the word Alleluia. And it's not the kind of, Hallelujah chorus that we're used to at Christmas, or the crazy Christmas music you hear wherever you go. But this is that inner Alleluia. This is in the heart. It is bound to the self. And as we do, move this externally through our voice, how can it be anchored in the heart? How can it find its way out without, needing to be anything other than what it is, which is where you are at this moment? I'd like to just sing a little bit of this first line. But before we do, I'd like to just take a beautiful breath together. So just exhale wherever you are. And inhaling, calming, quieting energy. And exhaling whatever needs to go. I'm going to introduce a concept here as we step into the Alleluia. I'm calling it the wisdom breath. And here's what it is. That we breathe in the intention of whatever we want to come out, to sing. And I don't mean the right notes, and I don't mean the right tone, or any of that. I mean, how do we, and this is personal for you, how do we come into contact with that which is of the inner sacred temple of the heart, and just let it come out as plainly and as simply lovely as possible, in the privacy of wherever you are. Could we just sing that much? Wisdom breath. I anchor in the heart and I breathe in. Let's try that again. Ready? Beautiful. Let's keep going. I'll sing this line. You just come on with me. I'm going to go to the first E, to Alleluia. I'm going to sing up to there. And we'll do that again. Here we go. We see that I in parentheses, it's a notational device where we just open or rather transfer right into the vowel E. Let's try that again, my friends. Ready? Beautiful. So there we're setting up the first half of the phrase. And this time we're going to go into the ah, and I'm going to take a breath right before we hop up to the fifth. Let's try that same thing again. Just keeping practicing this sense of inward moving out versus focusing on the out coming in. Let's try that again. Ready? And then we breathe. And here's the rest of the phrase. You could breathe here. It feels like I want to keep it so close. Let's try that again from the second half of the phrase on ah, this really lovely melisma. Ready? And breath. Beautiful. Let's do the whole Alleluia. Alleluia. Let's try the whole line, and then I want to plant something for you in the next iteration. Now, let's try this again. Ready? Wisdom breath. So this time, as we sing this Alleluia one more time, then we'll go on. And we're going to come back to the Alleluia. I'd like you to try this. I don't have this luxury, but I'd like you to try this as if absolutely no one was listening. And whatever was coming past your lips was for you and the self that you are becoming. You and the self that is being invited to become available for the utmost. Let's try that. That's yummy. Oh, I got chills too. Ooh, okay, here we go. All of a sudden, doesn't matter what blips and bloops happen. I've got a lot of those. And sometimes I'm just proud of those. Now we have O virga mediatrix. O virga mediatrix. O mediating branch, right? Or O interceding. Hugh has this beautiful phrase, interceding bough. One who intercedes or mediates, one who supports you on your behalf. On your behalf. When we're done, if you need to hop off, I understand, but I want to tell you a wonderful story about Mary and as a mediatrix. Anyway, so here we have this sort of opening O. We're calling to her. Look at the notes. So the smaller notes mean that we have something that's sort of a movement in the music that's more dynamic, that's more fluid, that's carrying us somewhere. We're not lingering. We're going right through that O. We're leading right to the third line, honestly. which is pretty exciting. So let's try this. So here's the second line. O virga mediatrix. Could we just try that O for a minute? Here's how it goes. Ready? And O. Again, it's very internal. Let's try that again. O. And now virga. Listen. Let's try that together. Ready? Virga. Virga. Nice. Mediatrix. It's really beautiful. Mediatrix. Ready? There's a very sort of still, sort of lingering quality right around that E and the D. It's really nice. Let's try the whole line. Virga mediatrix. She brings us up. Sancta viscera tua. Your holy organs. Your sacred organs. Whoever wrote such things? Hildegard. Can we try that? Do you see the celebration in that? Let's try that. And then the pronoun. Let's try that. Tua. Let's try the whole line 3. Sancta viscera tua. Beautiful. So now on the fourth line, mortem superaverunt. Your holy organs have conquered death. Got that wonderful fifth. Have a listen. I'm going to sing mortem. Sing along if you're there with me. Mortem. All together. Ready? Mortem. And now we have superaverunt, conquered or overcoming. This is not exultant here. This is... Let's try this all together. This is kind of funky. Where you see that tenuto, that little line above the note, it's not a tenuto necessarily. It's called a pressus. And it implies this musical tension or this rhetorical tension. Really? It sounds musical. It doesn't come from here. Comes from here, here. The breath is going to foster that, in real life, in the voice and in the sound, but it's really just giving ourselves a little bit of pressing. Here we go. That music is mirrored in line 2. We just did that. Gorgeous. Let's do all of line 4. Ready? I love this next line. Omnes creaturas illuminavit. Oh, excuse me, I skipped ahead. Adventer tuus omnes creaturas illuminavit. Sorry, I missed the line. Line 5. And your womb has lit up all creation. Let's try this. Adventer tuus. Let's go up to there. Ready? Adventer tuus. Oh, it's gorgeous. Omnes creaturas. I went on. Let's do that whole thing. Line 5. Ready? Illuminavi, the verb here at the end. It's beautiful. Let's try that together. Line 6, illuminavit. It's beautiful. Let's do lines 5 and 6 together. Putting this whole phrase together. Adventer tuus omnes creaturas illuminavit. Here, I'm just going to put this right in. A little bookmark, a little dot, as we're conceiving of becoming available. We think about this womb, this container of all that is created. All. And to think, yes, we have, the womb of Mary, the organs that conquer death through Christ, through the ascension of Christ. We have the whole story yet to be told, even in this one line earlier in the song. But here, the venter tuus. What about our metaphysical womb? How are we available? How are we available? How are we illuminated and becoming available? That, for me, is where all the magic is. Lines 5 and 6. So good. De suavissima integritate. Oh, as the lovely bloom that Hugh has done a wonderful thing, my wonderful colleague, as the lovely bloom that germinated, which that verb does not come until the very last of line 9. It's coming though. In the luscious untouchedness, integritate, that which is in integrity. There's so many layers here. So here we go. In pulchro flore. Let's just do those 3 words. Have a listen. Come along with me if you want. In pulchro flore. One more time. In pulchro flore. If anyone knows rubor sanguinis, there's a very similar moment where we have really uncomfortable sixth, that dissonant minor sixth. It's there for a reason. And look, we even have a pressus right on there. There's so much tension in the beautiful flower. Why? I don't know. One more time. We'll lean into that pressus. Now, de suavissima integritate. Here we go. I'm going to just do the whole rest of the phrase. Come along with me. De suavissima integritate. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Yeah? De suavissima integritate. Beautiful. Beautiful. Line 8. Line 8 gives us the sort of swelling. We come from the in and we come up and out. And then we're going to come all the way back in. So clausi is sort of the enclosure. Pudoris, chastity, purity. Tui, yours. Your cloistered chastity. Your enclosed virginitas, sort of purity. Thinking of this as this, again, thinking about virginitas as this virtue of the women in her charge, this exquisite sort of cloistered virginity, this sort of intacta, that which is, untouched. And I believe, there is this aspect of our greater self that is also completely available. And that's what I see here. And as we see our voices coming into contact with this, staying connected with the heart, allowing that to really just play with it. What is happening? What is happening when we start to hold larger concepts like this? Have a listen. This is line 8. Let's try that word together. Ready? Now, I'm gonna go through the whole pudoris, chastity, this purity of not the body, not just the body, the soul. Here we go. That's a good place for a breath. I know that's high. It's okay. It's okay. Let's try pudoris, right? And we're going to breathe between those two E's, those two large notes of E. If that gets too high, just drop it down. Go where it's comfy. Here's another place for a breath. Good. I think there's a reason it's so ecstatic. Now, line 9's. Line 9's pretty exciting. There's this very, very long melisma on the word orto. Orto. Which Hugh here says germinated, like as in a seed, as in, we're thinking of course, a seed as in a baby, gestating. But there's something also, the word orto is also just sort of arising, coming out of, which is another layer, another sort of shade of this word. And again, thinking about something that is using us to come through. and how we're going to kind of hold space for that concept throughout this whole melisma. That's a tall order. This is aspirational. But I just want you to conceive, like, how does a phrase like this actually work? How does it match with the intention of what the text is? How do we, participate in what Hildegard would call a process of ruminatio, of being with something? It's iteration through any moment. Here's the E. So I'm gonna go halfway. I'm gonna go halfway, and then we'll touch base together. Here we go. And that's a good place for a breath. Let's try that again. Here we go. And here we're going to breathe. And we're going to keep going. That's a wild line. That's good. Let's try the whole thing. This time, as our voices are finding their way around the notes, come back here and touch base with the inhale. This wisdom breath. And how am I planting a seed for this phrase? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be when I sing it? Ready? And I think that's enough. That whole line is so amazing. It's amazing. And isn't it wonderful to be able to hold space for so much more possibility in the doing of it than just, oh my God, this is hard and it's high and yikes, I don't know if I can. Yeah. That's reality, of course, but there's so much more. Now we have the final Alleluia at the end, which might seem a little different, having come through on the other side, having walked through the labyrinth of the piece. Alleluia. Ready? Here's the wisdom breath. Beautiful. I think the larger point is, as we consider Mary the sort of object of veneration of the song, object being something that is outside of us. It's a sort of external process. And something that it helps me ground myself in the mysticism of the piece, but also seeing these songs as a tool for transformation, a tool for wisdom, a tool for deepening. that process is not, looking outward at the object, but it's becoming an internal process of becoming. And that's exciting. That's where I want to be. And I think, sort of spending time with the texts, the images, the ideas, how they, again, ruminatio, this contemplation of ideas, how those just sort of build up over time and come back to you when you do, if and when you do sing a piece like this, or any piece of music for that matter. But I think the real gift is becoming the vessel for that which is supporting your own illumination, if that makes sense. And I really do see this music as something that's a very powerful tool for our own illumination. I wanted to say thank you for coming. I wanted to sort of keep this to under an hour, and I know that there's a whole rest of the piece, and I invite you to go and explore it on your own and see what comes up when you allow the heart to be the compass, and to explore what in the world does it mean to be connected with the higher self, and what is being available going to feel like? How will it seem? I want to give you my own quick story about the Virgin Mary. This medal, I've been wearing it for a month or so, maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half. It's very precious to me, and I want to tell you about it, how it came to be in my possession. I am a regular user of, one of my practices every morning is that I have several oracle decks that I work with. I have my journal, I have all this yummy sacred time before the sun even comes up. And one of my favorite decks is the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. It's beautiful. It slays me. It's so deep and beautiful. And one of the cards was Saint Catherine Labouré, the patroness of miraculous healing. And in the card, we tell the story of Saint Catherine, who is a 19th century French saint, who had a vision of Mary. And she saw Mary had light coming out of her palms and sort of touching the earth. But Catherine noticed that the light didn't touch all the places on the earth. And she asked Mary why. And Mary said, "Those are the places where the people haven't asked for my graces." And I want you, Catherine, to design a medal for anyone who wants to wear it to receive graces, i.e., for Mary to be the mediatrix, right? So I thought, I wonder how I could have a miraculous medal, because I could have really used some graces at the time. Not that they would be denied me if I didn't, but I thought, how beautiful. So the next day, I go to take my little one to school. And it's a sort of normal day. And then I pick him up in the middle of the day. He has a half day at school. And he said, "Mommy, I had a really bad day." And he told me what happened. And I had forgotten to make his lunch. And he got really upset. And then I got upset. And we're really mad at each other. And I said, "Listen, we're going to go home and I'll make you lunch, but first I have to go to the store. I have to get one thing for our dinner." So we go to the market, and we're still like really having a hard time with each other. And we come back from the market, and Adrian, my little one, says, "Mommy, look what's in the car handle." You know, like the car handle on his back seat and on my front side, driver's side, there was a little package and like a little brochure, like tucked in like this. And I said, "What in the?" And I looked at all the cars thinking every car got one of these. No. Adrian and myself had, it says, St. Catherine Labouré and the Miraculous Medal. We each were gifted a miraculous medal. And we both wear ours every day. And it was honestly the most miraculous thing that ever happened to me. The day after I prayed for a miraculous medal, it literally magically appeared on my car. So, there you go. I believe in the power of this life to really do amazing things. And I believe in calling on the saints. And this is not a religious monologue, I swear. It's really just about being open for all of the beautiful things that are available. And this joy that I felt receiving this miracle medal was something that I'll never forget. So my friends, thanks for staying with me. Please feel free to say anything that touched you in our time today, or send me a private message and let me know. I hope you have a very beautiful holiday. I'm really grateful for sharing this time with you. And this music, there are many more songs on our website. Just go and download them. They're all for you. And I hope you have many miracles ahead for you. And I hope you are inspired by wisdom to guide you in your voice and your music making and whatever is waiting for you. So thank you, everyone. Have a very beautiful day and a beautiful holiday, and I will see you in the new year. It's very exciting. And thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Bye.